there's a cliche that we all often use, I use it myself a lot, that music is a language. But in the big picture, I think that's not true, right? Because I think language is music. I think of the two, music came first. We made sounds and we had feelings about them, and those sounds express. I'm certainly no expert, but I kind of expect it to be the case that eventually that people feel that music is the most primary aspect of what we are, even more primal to who we are, fundamental to who we are than language.
Cool. Well, what's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to At What Cost. I am TheSource, and unfortunately, Azaraki Dragon is not joining me this week. What's that face? He's actually on vacation, so with that in mind, we're going to be riding solo, and I thought, because we'd be riding solo, we should do a day about solo queue. It's something that very, very widely affects everyone, considering the fact that, since if you guys are new to Dawngate, and didn't know this, the solo queue system is the only system to play on your own. It also links you in with everyone duo queuing and 3-man and 4-man and even 5-man stacking. So your solo queue rating is really kind of a weird thing. It's a combination. It's basically just your solo queue MMR, which your regular MMR can change when you play matches with your friends. That can actually go up and down. Your solo queue MMR is static only to your solo queue games, and that lays in a lot of misconceptions about what people think about the game. They think that solo queue rating is pretty much everything. There's people who believe that solo queue rating is worthless. I'm kind of in the middle. I believe that solo queue rating, for the most part, has, it is what it is. It's how well you can successfully achieve victory on your own with a team that is of a varying wide range of skill levels. And that's really what it is. It's not exactly how good you are, it's how well you personally can play on your own when you've got no teammates and anybody you can normally talk to. All your teammates are probably random. Sometimes you do run into people in the same bracket as you if you've been playing there for a while, but for the most part, you pretty much have no idea who you're playing with. And that frustrates a lot of people. A lot of people are, trying to grind solo queue to get to the, top 200 ladder, which is really the only real definition other than Dawn Scout that we have as to who's good at the game. And it's not necessarily the best accurate rating. Yes, for the most part, when it comes to MOBAs, people who can achieve in solo queue tend to be some of the most mechanically skilled players. Some of it's luck, a lot of it is skill, but there are definitely people who are better than the MMR that they're in because, they're not able to achieve that at the highest level of play because they don't have teammates who are in coordination and sync with them. And there are probably people out there, there are definitely League of Legends pros who aren't top queue solo queue players, but they're able to successfully play in a team, and that's why they are valuable, and that's why they're able to compete in the pro scene. So that's sort of my thoughts on solo queue and sort of where that is. I personally am in the top 200. I've been able to grind out the games. I've been playing Dawngate for a long time. I was in the game since the second closed beta weekend. Like, this is over a year ago, March. Reggie, Jinkai Reggie is a great example. He was able to successfully play on a team even though he wasn't able to continuously, dominate in solo queue, and he was a great initiator, he was a great shot caller, he really understood how to play the game as a whole. And that is of complete and total value, and there isn't right now necessarily a good way to reward you or show you that matters, and that frustrates a lot of people. So what we're going to talk about today is solo queue and sort of how to make it work, how to achieve the best you can in a solo queue setting. And Dawngate a really great game for this because you don't necessarily always have to be the hard carry. It's not like League of Legends or Dota where the hard carry, there's a lot of weight on your shoulders as a carry in League and Dota because you can't do the damage. Who else is going to do the damage? Dawngate has the ability to separate out the gold gain and space out a lot of the damage between the tacticians and the jungle, and the predator, if you're able to make a predator work. So we're going to hop in the game. I'm going to swap over. Bada bing. And what we are actually perfectly overlaid. I thought I'd have to mess things around a bit, but we're good. So we're gonna hop in this game. This was a solo queue game I actually played earlier today. Been a little bit busy with a bunch of stuff, so we grabbed, I grabbed the game of solo queue that I was able to play today, and we're gonna go through it. Yes, Junkai, jungle has a lot of power in this game, especially because of the number of jungle routes, and we'll talk a little bit about that in the context of solo queue and how you can help handle that situation. So I'm going to start the video. I don't actually have to count down for 3, 2, 1 because I'm on my own. So this is a top tier solo queue match. These are people who are all in the top 200 for the most part. I believe that everyone here is in the top 200 above me. I don't actually know if being at the bottom of the queue really means that you're the lowest MMR based on solo and combinations. Nonetheless, I was at the bottom. I wound up picking Kensu because I really am not that great a jungler. Glacial Shadow, I hoped he was a good enough jungler, and he seemed to walk into it with stride. We have an Amaranth on HT Porkchop. Glacial Shadow is actually going to wind up going with Kagen. Confetti Yeti is going to stick to the Renzo, and then we're also going to get a Desecrator. It's based on MMR. So these guys all have higher MMR than me. So I am the scrub in this game. Huge quotation marks, because at this point, anyone anyone in the top 200, we're sort of all kind of bouncing around up there. And again, this, what I'm trying to explain to you guys here is just, ways to help make solo queue work. In terms of my personal mechanics, this is not about how well I play, and this isn't about how, my builds are better than someone else's, my pages are better than someone else's. This is really just about how I am able to work with the system that is solo queue. So we'll sit in the lobby for a little while. I'll talk about what our team has. Great initiation. We've got the Amaranth Wave. We have the Stun ultimate combo out of Renzo on Confetti Yeti. And we have my ultimate along with Desecrator CC and the Coggin Hook. So our team has a really strong overall initiation. We can do a lot of really good damage with that. We can set up a lot of very nice plays. Coggin is one of the fastest clearers in the game. Okay, so that is how group MMR works. Thank you, Junkai. Anyways, I was saying Coggin. Yes, Coggin has one of the fastest clears in the game, so we're going to be able to get a lot of value out of what he can do with that. Also, we have a game with sound today because I played the solo, and a lot of the people at the organization I work with, which normally is the reason I'm quiet. I'm normally constantly in Skypes and team chats. I wasn't in any today. We're pretty quiet. A lot of people are on vacation right now. People who left for the 4th aren't back yet. So we actually have in-game sound this time. And I've got my Mina announcer pick. I'm actually going to bring down the background music, which we were chilling with, although I may bring that back at some point if people really, really wanted the background music. We do have in-game sound and in-game music, and we'll turn it up. So I'm playing bot lane with Desecrator, Amaranth, and Confetti Yeti. It's cutting off. Oh, it is cutting off half the map. Thank you, Junkai. I knew I was going to have to adjust it at some point. Okay. Hold on for just a second, folks. Yeah, this is because a lot of my overlays constantly change, and sometimes I forget to rearrange them. I really need to get better about the production quality. Usually these are the things that Azaraki yells at me for, so we're normally paying attention to them. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Thank you for that. Anyways, back to the game. So, starting out in lane. So, laning solo queue. If you're the carry, well, we actually pick up first blood up in the top lane. They had a really good jungle invade. That's one thing that's very, very important. And, it takes a bit of trust. Try to listen to your jungler in solo queue. It will result in a lot of plays, as junglers have a lot of control in this game. And, your jungler is one of your best friends as a laner, especially the carry, because he's going to be setting up all the kills, and he's going to be trying to counter gank the other jungler. I managed to get a deep ward into the jungle to help scout out. That's actually a really good ward placement right here on this sort of block. I'll point it out when we go down there at some point. It's very, very good for helping out the jungler, because if they know that there's no one coming in from that buff, they have more ability to move around the map and set you up for better plays. So, Kensu Desecrator, we have a good amount of CC. Desecrator's got us locked down. I have my slow arrows. Mara Dibs. Dibs carry is a little tricky these days. It used to be very, very, very strong. It's still very strong, but has to be played correctly. And there aren't a lot of people who play it anymore, or who really remember how to play it. It has a lot of potential to harass. Insane amounts of harass, because if Dibs lands the Nightmare on you, anybody with a ranged skill can poke you with it, and that's one thing that Dibs Mara can do. They can hit me with the Nightmare, and she can try and get off a Vine on me, and that extra proc damage is going to start to whittle me down. I didn't go with a Hunger. I went with a Life. I actually have a bunch of Lifesteal on this page. I like it on Kensu because I don't like having to build the lifesteal item until I really need it. I like being able to get off that Vengeance very, very early and get into Fate and be able to wave clear for days. So having the extra lifesteal built in helps me survive. For the most part right now, we can do a lot of very, very aggressive pushing. We know that their jungler is behind a bit, and he's unlikely to be ganking. He's going to be trying to catch up because Coggin's already going to outspeed him no matter what. Their jungler needs to catch up a bit, and they actually, their Moya did come in for a gank, and it's going to result in us picking up a kill here. He got a little over aggressive. Coggin was able to come in with 3 buff instead of Moya's 2 buff. Moya instantly backed off, because he knew he wasn't going to be able to hack the fight, and they tried to get out, and that was over aggressive by him. He shouldn't have tried to push that fight. He was behind a buff. He had lost a power buff. Kagen had just refreshed his power buff, so there's already going to be a damage disparity there. And I'm a range carry. I'm going to be putting out a lot of good sustained damage, and we just have more CC than them. Moya has the 1 stun, Dibs has the knockback, and Mara has the slow and the snare, and she was already out of position. It wasn't going to work out for them. So we do manage to pick up a kill there. Our team is up 2-0 as we picked up that first blood onto their Moya. And for now, we're able to continuously push. Our other lane, they wind up having a little bit of trouble at one point, and just in terms of pushing the tower. Oh, excuse me. But they are up against a double assassin lane. And again, Mara comes in very, very aggressive, but they don't really have the CC to hold me. They're really much better at keeping the lane still and trying to land nightmare fine combos and just poking me out, because I have some sustain. Yeah, right here. That was a great combo by them. They were able to land the poke me out, and they almost got off the vine. I did have cleanse. I like to run cleanse on Kensu, the bonus speed buff, and the fact that everyone's trying to kill you all the time. It's got a lot of value. I'm popping 2 potions right now, and I'm going to sustain up with what lifesteal I have. I'm able to hit level 5, and our Kagen, I think, is going to come around for another gank. I don't remember how well this one goes. Yeah, Mara goes on top of me. I start slowing her. Knock up snare. We're not able to pick up the kill, I don't think. I think she's able to sort of just walk out of it, because Kagen didn't have his stun up. He'd actually used it at the beginning. So, again, we're able to still get pretty good poke off. We're stronger in team fights, and they need to recognize that right now, because they're running double assassin in that other lane. They do get me here, and that was the right way to do it. They caught me when the wave was pushed up. They caught me when they knew our jungler just left, and they chained their CC properly. They got off the slow that I cleansed, and then they managed to get the snare. What's up? So that was a good kill by them, and they also procced off the nightmare damage. Here, I'm going to pick up my pride. Sorry, yeah, if it is a little bit laggy, that'll should be okay. I'll try and adjust a couple things, and maybe that'll bring down the lag. I hope that brings down the lag a little bit. I've been readjusting my settings to try and up the quality, and that may have resulted in a little bit of a lag issue. Anyways, back to the game. We've got their Moya going in for a gank. He, I think, dies here. I'm not sure. I don't remember when I tab over to the fight. I'm trying to clear out some waves. I'll probably tab over at some point. No, I can't tab over. So our team is actually going to pick up some kills here. Yeah, right there. I remembered that one. And again, here, as you see there, that was the way their poke had to work. Our Amaranth starts doing really well. They went double assassin, so they're very squishy. Her burst combo is insanely strong. And they're able to get a lot of value off that. Yeah, I think that might be just internal lag in my actual video. Let me know if it's coming through. Let me know if it's coming through my video, like if you guys look at me, if I'm lagging, or if it's just coming through in the actual recording of the video, so that I can fix it up for the next time. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, our Amaranth is starting to get very strong, and the fact that they went double assassin, it hinders their engagement ability until they hit some of their damage spikes. Yeah, no, that's definitely some in video lag. I think that's... yeah, I think that might have been in-game. Like, I lagged in-game. But I'm not entirely sure. They're able to pick up a kill onto the Amaranth, as she is super squishy, because she's a burst mage. She's up against the double assassin combo. That's going to do what it's going to do. Yeah, I think that might be internal lag. Like, that was lag that happened while I was playing. I don't rightly remember. I apologize for it, guys, and I'll try and make sure that the commentary compensates for it a bit. I'm actually going to change the in-game volume. There we go. So Right now, they actually have a very nice dive combo that they're going to pull on us. I'm able to get off my ultimate, doesn't really have much power. I also think that Mara gets away. So Blink on Mara isn't bad. Blink on everybody's never a bad spell to get. But I personally don't like it. You guys will see why later, where Mara can't get away, and that Blink is on a really long cooldown. That was a really good roam out of their Kindra. And that's actually going to result in a lane swap from our supports. Our supports decided that our tacticians, they felt that Renzo would do a better job protecting me, and Desi would do a better job with Emma. Emma was much stronger than I was. She had 3 of our 4 kills, I believe. She may have even had 4 out of 4. And I was starting to get camped a bit. I just died twice. I was keeping up in farm, and my items were okay. But they were starting to really do what they could to shut down Kensu, because Kensu, come late game, I can be the shred god. They can all sit in one place for 2 seconds, and I'll take away their armor, I'll take away their MR, I'll hit them. I personally really like Ruin on Kensu, in combination with Vengeance, Fate, and Judgment, but that's just me. I start to become very, very dangerous to their team comp, which is very, very good at fighting in small, close-quartered clusters. They've got really good people who can 1v1, but their real value is in the fact that Kindra's got AoE, Varion's got a little bit of AoE, Mara's got AoE lockdown with those vines, Dibs has got AoE knockback and the Nightmare, so they thrive so much better in small fights. They're shutting me down because they know, don't let a Kensu get overpowered. They're focusing on my lane. They're doing everything they can to keep me from reaching a point at which it takes very little coordination. All my team really has to do, and again, this is solo queue, so, high coordination plays are very, very difficult. All my team's got to do is just keep on sitting in front of me while I shoot the living crap out of them. And again, here's not having Tailwind. So I talked about how I didn't like Blink on a lot of characters. The reason is Tailwind comes up twice in a blink, so you'll have it halfway through that blink cooldown. The other thing is it'll help your teammates. Just having movement speed, even if you're not running, has a lot of value to it. It lets you maneuver, it lets you juke skill shots, it lets you set up better plays. So right there, if Mara had Tailwind, I'm not saying she would have made it out, but she would have had a better chance of making it out. She might have been able to juke the Kogan hook, which when I fired my ultimate, the Kogan hook came after. I'm actually going to die here, because it's a Kindra, and all I have is a cleanse. I haven't at level 10, so I don't have my Blink yet. Blink as a second spell, a lot more value. You've got one spell that's your main spell, and then you get the Blink. We're going to lose Kogan in the jungle, because he was kind of overextended. It was just the way it goes. And we lose a little bit of control. It's not the worst. I'm going to pick up my time, because going straight for clarity doesn't have that much value. The bonus is only 30, and unless I'm picking it up alongside something or I'm really, really close, picking up the power is just better. It gave me a nice chunk of damage. It's going to turn into my aggression, which I'm going to start to need. Even though Kensu has built-in armor penetration, and aggression can still go a long way towards breaking through what's going to start to become a very tanky lineup. They've got 2 very good engagement bruisers out of Mara and Moya, and they're going to be sitting on my face as much as they can. Good defense out of Renzo. He can sort of, he doesn't farm it that well, but he sits there, he keeps damage off of the tower. There's a ping up in the top side of the map. That's going to result in a bit of a jungle fight. I don't remember exactly how well it goes. And we're just going to keep kiting down, and I'm starting to reach a point where Mara can't just, try and beat on me all day. I've got, level 4 slow arrows, which on Kensu, has a lot of value for kite. It's not a straight burst damage, and when you're in the middle of a team fight, you need to swap. But just for now, for lane pushing, because I have my Vengeance, that's going to give me that's going to give me that hybrid magic damage that I'd normally get off of my damaging arrows. I can never remember the names between Despair and something else. Instant ward into the bush because there was a ping, and I didn't have my ward was up. It was a good use of it. Anyways, arrows. Yeah, Mara's starting to reach a point where she can't just immediately tool on me. So there's some in-game lag. We're going to have to suffer through it a little bit. We're actually not going to die here. I'm able to instantly cleanse out. Kogan's going to get off a hook. And here's where the slow arrows do so much. My slow arrows plus the Vengeance is keeping them from really being able to engage on us. And they really, really want to. I'm low. Renzo's low. Kogan is just sitting in front of them. I'm slowing them down. They're actually going to get away here. There's not a lot we can do about it. I didn't have ultimate up. Kindra's got blink. We're gonna go 1 for something in the top lane. People die in the top lane or something. I don't rightfully know. And just gonna go back to farming and try and push up the waves. Now, I really, really want my Fate. Fate is very, very strong on Kensu. Yeah, they're straight crit Kensu, and normally I'll go that if I don't need a Betrayal later in the game. I'll go with a Dominance, and that gets crazy. Also, if I don't really need a Ruin and crap. A Pain will do better than a Ruin. I'll go with that. The Viridian shows up. I'm backing the hell up. So, you know, what we're trying to do here, what I'm attempting to do is I'm trying to be as much of a team fight-oriented Kensu as possible. I'm going for a lot of AoE. Trying to rush out my Fate as quick as I can. I did pick up the aggression because I want to hit a little harder. But all in all, what I'm attempting to do is I got behind. I didn't get those early crazy kills. At this point, it's going to take a lot for me to really get ahead. My job at this point is to be consistent damage and not to die. If I can bait as much of their attention as possible, do good damage to their front line, and not die, then I've done my job. We do actually lose someone in the jungle there. Dibs is going to ult in. We're going to me and Renzo instantly back up. I'm going to keep popping slow arrows. I'm going to fire off my ultimate. It's going to stop Mara, transition over on to the Viridian, and keep slowing him. And again, I'm just doing everything I can to set up what's about to happen. Our team is coming in from behind. I've constantly got them slowed. Amaranth's going to come in. We pick up 1 kill. We pick up another kill. And yes, I finally have a kill. But what I was able to do is I was able to keep them there. I am the nice, tasty, scary Kensu, and I have to die. I'm going to die in this final play, continuing to bait the Moya. I probably should have backed up. They might have been able to do it on their own. Right here, I should have backed up. I stayed to get off some more attacks and didn't think Moya would get off the dash. He does, but we result in a 4 for 2, because we lost Kogan at the start of the fight. And, again, my job was keep them there. I did it. I'm not, I can't get ahead by an insane amount. Going full crazy damage Kensu who's gonna pick up kills in 2 shots isn't gonna work. It's not worth the goal. It's not worth the vim to try and do that. So I'm better off doing what I'm doing right now. I'm becoming what my team needs. I'm becoming AoE, slow, armor shred, health, percentage health. I'm picking up all of the on-hit items on Kensu, which is a very, very common, strong build. And I'm doing everything in my power to make sure I lay out damage and just don't die. I'm not looking for the kill. Although I do get greedy every once in a while. My build is not looking for the kill. My build is looking to bring their initiators down, to bring their tanks down, to keep them clustered with my slows. Once I have Fate, I apply the shrapnel slow damage off of my slow arrows, and I'm able to just keep them in one place. In terms of initiation, I'm trying to land initiation picks, or to use my ultimate to turn off an engaging tank. It'd be nice if I could use it to pick single targets, but that's not going to happen. Pork Chop again picks up another kill and is able to get out. We lose Desecrator. And me and Renzo are going to make our way up here to clear out the waves. I have a lot of really strong wave clear. And that's, how the rotation is looking. They're going to dive a lot. And I'm actually going to die here. Kogan's going to get off a good hook. I get the ult over the wall, but I didn't anticipate the Viridian. I didn't think he'd get me where he did. Renzo is going to pick up a revenge kill, so we wind up going 3 for 2. And defending the towers, so not the worst situation, especially off of kind of a bad engagement. You guys also see me not maxing my E. Again, that's much stronger of an ability when you're doing crap tons of damage. It doesn't value me to put points into it. I'm better off shredding armor. I'm better off shredding armor from my opponents and getting an increased cooldown on my kiting. So at this point in the game, we are even in towers. Our team hasn't been able to push the bottom tower. Kind of a bummer. I tell my team I need some time to farm. They're going to pick some fights, and actually they're going to do really well. Porkchop is an amazing player. I've only seen him a few times. Every time I've seen him, he's played very, very well. He was able to anticipate the Viridian damage, kite him back, land the bubble, and pick up the kill. And that's, another reason why I'm not trying to build this crazy damage build. He's already doing stupid damage. I do decent damage, but he's doing stupid damage. He is popping people left and right. He's able to land those bubbles. He's a skilled player, and I'm recognizing that he is the carry in this game, and I need to adjust my playstyle. And that's the big thing you have to do in solo queue. You have to be able to recognize what's going on, recognize the problems, and if it's possible, and sometimes it's not, sometimes things have gotten too out of control too quickly, but if it's possible, adjust your playstyle, adjust your strategy, and in a game like Dawngate where there's so many items for so many situations, take a step back, look at what you can do, and find a way to be useful to the team. Aketsu, who's been dived a lot, I've died 5 times, I have 6 assists, I'm almost a support here. My job is no longer to be the main damage threat. My job is to make sure Amma doesn't die, and to make sure I set up plays very, very well for her. I will eventually reach a late game where my damage is significant, but till then, I have to just do what I gotta do. So right now we've got Parasite isn't a particularly good strategy for us right now. Neither team is ahead. Neither team wants to risk the Parasite fight. I finally picked up my Fate at about 20 minutes, which isn't bad, on top of having a Vengeance, an Aggression, and a Will. I'm now able to clear, so we can start to clear aside and then push. I'm able to clear very, very quickly, and that's what we're doing. I've cleared that side, our team is grouping up to push, and now my team fight capability has significantly gone up. Nice hook in onto the Moya. He's pretty low here. Now, that means our Kagen initiation is down, and we have to be careful. We still have Amaranth, Bubble, my ultimate, and Renzo. I'm going to continue to kite back as far as I can, and I'm going to hit Viridian with my ultimate. We're going to lose one, and we're going to keep on kiting back. Their tanks are now very, very slowed because of the fact that I have my insane slow, damage proccing. We went 2 for 1. Not great, but it wasn't the best of engagements, and we'd already lost an ultimate. We pick up a quick kill there. I'm actually going to die, which isn't the best, but Amaranth is Amaranth, and she just makes people pop. So, again, we made sure that Amaranth stayed alive. Would have been nice if I hadn't died there to the Viridian, but they have a double assassin comp, and until we reach a point where our tanks can just sit in front of them, also we need to fight in corridors, we do really well in small spaces, until then I'm gonna have to try and fend for myself, and I did okay. Our team is up 1 kill. I was very, very scared for Amaranth as it's double assassin, and I don't want her to die. She hits very, very, very hard, and we need to make sure that she continues to do so. I'm actually going to start building Ruin at this point. I need Ruin for the health percentage damage. Their tanks are starting to get scary. And this is just hilarious. The fact that Amaranth timed that so well and saw the damage and is just able to walk back in, and just the 3 tanks block for her, she picks up a kill. My job is to find the one assassin who's sneaking around the side. And in that last fight, I kind of did that, but I did then die. That was just perfect collapse, and let the carry do her job. More and more clearing, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to try and take this tower. I think I die. Yeah. So Moya's going to show up from about here. I just worded Moya's going to show up from about where my mouse is right now. I'm going to clear out the wave. It's going to take him a little while to get here. And be ready to watch the dibs come in. So I'm taking down the tower, blah, blah, blah. Moya should be showing up in about... There he is. So Moya's going to show up. I'm going to turn and try and deal with him. My Amaranth is here. Now, I thought I'd be able to get away. I don't. Moya's able to pick me up, but our Amaranth is able to pick up a free kill. And then Kagen shows up. And, the timing was a little off, but our Amaranth does so much damage and is so strong that she's able to make it a 2 for 1. She's able to kill a carry, which is what that Dibs technically was, or, well, he was a gladiator, and she's able to take away their jungler. So now we have jungle presence. We know that we could possibly make a parasite play. We're going to get pretty much a free tower. They're going to beat onto the Mara, who's pretty tanky. Now she's got that tailwind. Now she can get out of trouble. And that, that's something I think if she had earlier, she might have gotten away with a little bit more. This is going to result in us taking a Spirit Well, so we're going to get a tower, a Spirit Well, 2 kills for just my death. That's a lot of value, and I think we pick up another kill here too. Yeah, so that's 3 kills, a tower, a Spirit Well for 1 death. That is the value of making sure that your carry is the one that isn't being focused. And, having good map awareness. They should have known that they had less people on the map. We saw 3 of them before that engagement started. Moya showed up, that gave us 4. We were able to sort of tell where they were going. I'm able to pick up my Abolition. That's giving me a little bit more, overall damage. Push up a wave, and, at this point, I'm starting to do the damage I need to. Again, my kills aren't really in the carry bracket, I'm trying to keep up my farm. I'm trying to get the items I really, really need. And I'm trying to, make sure that my damage is good. I've got Cleanse and Blink, so, I'm a little bit more escapable. Once I have Blitz at level 20, I'll be slippery as hell, and you guys will see some really nice, just get the hell out, and then turn and start taking care of business. Honestly, always better to get the hell out of trouble, reassess the situation, and then go back in for whatever play you're looking to make. So, let's see, what's about to happen? Our team's recently backing, I'm checking for gold. So I think I'm going to farm up a little bit here, if I remember correctly. I'll then kill maybe about a wave or so. Kill a little bit of jungle, maybe a wave, and I'm really trying to get my Ruin, because I want to be able to deal with their engagement line. Also, because Viridian and Kindra both have built up a nice chunk of health. I think Kindra has a oppression, and I think Viridian may have grabbed some health somewhere. Kindra's got a little bit of health. She's got about 2,000, which means she's probably picked up at least 1 health item. Instant quick clear out. I'm calling the back here, but they're gonna pick a fight with us. So up in the top corner you can see Kogan duking it out with Moya. There really isn't a good angle for me to get into this fight just yet, so I'm gonna take my time. There's no point in ulting over a wall when there's no value. Renz is gonna come in with the stun. Dibs is gonna go into the fight way too early. The rest of his team's not there. Now again, Moya goes for me. Blink, or instant run away, instant cleanse, look for the next situation. They're focusing our tanks again, and I was able to slip around the initial engagement from the assassins, along with Amaranth, who instantly got away. You saw the mortal strike over her head. They were focusing her as much as they could, and trying to focus me. Renzo got off a nice ultimate that blocked them out. I was able to slip away by instantly cleanse blinking out of that fight. I got the hell out. I turned, stopped for a few seconds, took my shots, and slowed down their assassins. I kept their assassins there longer than they wanted to be. Neither of them has an instant blink away once the engagement really starts. Kindra can blink away with Shadow Step, but she Shadow Stepped into the fight. And that was a mistake on her part. I now back, pick up my Ruin, and I'm starting to hit the nice, section of on-hit Kensu. All that's left is my Betrayal and my Judgment. And Judgment is very, very nice on Kensu, because if you're using the damaging arrows that do the extra magic damage, it applies on your basic attacks and actually applies the magic shred, which I found out thanks to everybody's good neighborhood friend Spinal Dash. He explained the way that procking worked. So that's the reason I really like Judgment. I like to be this just nonsense shredder. If I can, I will pick up crit, but it doesn't, it doesn't matter to me, and I like to be more of a team fight oriented player anyway. I supported for 2 years as a main in League of Legends, so being a team player, even though I'm playing an AD carry, I find that very, very helpful to me. So this was a bad idea. Now our Amma backed, and she's pinging, and I'm going green mode. We try and pick that up, and I've got 2 tanks with me, so I'm like, oh, I totally got this. We've got a tank on the backside. This will go fine. Hook him back in. Now I'm trying to dash away here. I got locked into the wall, and you saw me, it was very, very slight, but I blurred for a second, so I tried to dash. Bad idea. We trade 3 for 1, not value at all. We're up 7 kills. We're up in Spirit Wells, but this is going to result in them being able to take a little bit back. We should have been listening to Amaranth. She, again, is the carry. She's kind of calling the shots right now. She's really, she's one of the most impactful players in the game. So it was a bad call for me to step up like that, and I should have backed up. And I got a little green mode, and those are the things that'll kill you in solo queue. When you go green mode and you aren't in call, in Skype or TeamSpeak or Mumble or Vent or whatever, if you're not in something like that to talk to your teammates and you're going green mode, it's just not a good idea in solo queue. And that's one of the things that catches people, gets people screwed over in solo queue, often. Someone goes green mode. Someone has confidence in their abilities that they shouldn't. And granted, it's cool to be confident in yourself. If you played a character a crap ton, you feel really confident on them, you know every in and out, that's cool. But don't sacrifice, don't let your pride cause you to lose a game. That's something that gets us all. It gets me too. Where we think that we are stronger than we are, either because our information is wrong or the positioning is bad, or we tunnel vision, or we believe that we are more skilled than we are, and it's the solo queue mentality. I'm so good and all my team is trash. Aside from the fact that may not be true, it's a bad mentality to keep when your hubris may or may not result in a bad play. Thinking that you know everything, thinking that you know everything can have a lot of consequences. So Moya again is just trying to kill me so much. Cleanse away, turn, and I try and keep them there again for as long as I can. I'm able to kite them and slow them, and again, Amaranth shows up, cleans house. And that is what this team is, that is what our team is so, this solo queue group has done a really good job at doing, and it's what our composition does very, very well. We have 3 people who can collapse on the initiators. We've got Amaranth who can dash away. I've got meh mobility, but we still have Amaranth who has good disengage initiation and good straight-up initiation. We have Kensu, who has a lot of AoE armor shred for when they jump on him and he's able to get away because the tanks have done their job. And, that results in us taking the team fight 3-1. Again, I'm the sacrificial lamb. They're so terrified of Kensu. Kensu must die. I'm fine with that because we're winning. Because we're getting the objectives we need to get. Because I'm still able to keep up and farm. And they are tunneling the wrong target. They should be using everything they have to kill Amaranth. Because after that, well, then they can just kill me. And, they've done a very good job of jumping on me. My positioning was okay this game. It wasn't the best. I now have my Betrayal. That gives me a nice chunk, a little bit more magic resist. I also get the passive, a bit more haste, which is very, very useful on Kensu. And now I'm looking to finish my Judgment. I said this at the very beginning of the game, in case anyone was curious as to why I haven't built a lifesteal item. I have 8% lifesteal on this page. I like to run it on Kensu when I think I'm going to need to be more utility than normal. Emma's going to blink away. Nice clap from Desi is going to pick up a kill. And I'm starting to show up to the team. We're actually going to back this up. I fire on Viridian, take him pretty low. He doesn't feel confident stepping up against an AD carry who's got as much on hit as I do, and with my slow arrows. Especially because one misstep and he shares some of that damage off of the shrapnel on fade onto a teammate. Wasn't a good play for them. They instantly backed up. But God, I ramble so much. I apologize if anybody thinks I'm rambling too hardcore and they can't really follow what I'm saying because I flow from topic to topic. And then I go for like 10 minutes. Anyways, at this point in the game, our team's got good control. We've only lost 1 tower. That is a key point here. We have lots of map control, similar to playing League of Legends, similar to playing Dota. You get those first towers down, opens up the map. You now have access to Spirit Wells, you have access to more routes in towards Parasite, you have access to all of their buffs. Once those first 2 towers go down, you can access every buff in the game. And, that has a lot for invasions. We see my Koggin is over there, currently taking their resilience buff. Place I warded is a pretty good place to ward about mid-game. It's one of those aggressive wards that isn't too deep. It's far enough into their jungle that I can see Viridian as he's trying to make a play. I can see that bush in and out. Now we're going to make a play on the Moya. I'm going to continue the slow, and again, Moya is just tunnel visioning me, and I'm no longer the target. I'm no longer what needs to die. I'm going to use my ultimate on Mara. They're going to deal with Moya off to the side. He'll live, but it's going to cost him a lot. Now, Emma got off that nice end bubble. That's going to result in me killing the Viridian. They finally focused the Emma, but they wasted too much of their engagement on me. I was able to instantly get away from the Moya ult, one of the best engagement and pick abilities in the game. I'm going to keep on my slow arrows. Damage arrows would have, yes, resulted in kills faster, but the slow arrows kept their entire team there. It kept their tanks bottled up, and their tanks and initiators really can only go in once, with the exception of Moya. All those assassins bunched up to try and kill me. And they did get Emma. All of those initiators bunched up, and our team was able to lay in a nice bit of AoE CC. I was able to get off the slow and the shred, and we forced them to sit in our damage. And if they backed up and ran, they died, and if they stayed in fight, they died, and they were just completely and totally out of position. Moya's going to book it out, and we're actually going to push up and go for the tower here. So we just got Parasite. We have free reign to run around the map. I think Viridian's gonna kill me in a couple of seconds, which I'll talk about. I'm just trying to remember portions of the game. We're gonna take the tower. I've got the tank line in front of me. I'm not scared of anything. Nothing can really touch me. Our Desecrator's off taking a Spirit Well. Their Moya's taking a Spirit Well, so a little bit of counter there. Now I should have taken this buff and gotten the hell out. I wanted to be cheeky and give them some and deny them some, and to shut them down a bit. And a Viridian shows up, and I'm almost strong enough to deal with him, but I'm not able to. I didn't blink away far enough, and I didn't swap arrows quickly enough. He was down to about maybe 200 health, and if I had swapped arrows to my damage arrows the moment I dashed, I got 3 basic attacks, I might have killed him with the damage from the arrow, with the damage from basic attacks, the bonus 30 arrow damage, and the fire damage off of Vengeance, the on-hit damage off of Betrayal, and the other on-hit damage off of Ruin. So if I had swapped and gotten that extra damage spike, I might have gotten away with it. I might have gotten out alive. At this point, picking up my last item, I'm going with Lifesteal. Crit would be nice, but I'd like to sustain in these fights. I've done a very good job of being everybody's punching bag. Now, I've hit a good damage point. If I can sustain in the fight a little bit more, if I can kite a little bit more, if I had lifesteal in that fight, more than my 8%, I'm now at 20, I easily would have lived through Viridian's damage. It wouldn't have been a problem. So now, I'm getting to a point where lifesteal, I see the value in lifesteal. We don't need my crit damage, because in a straight-up team fight, we've got a lot of good AoE. Emma's hitting like a truck. My tanks are doing decent on their base damage, but they're keeping everybody locked down for us, and I'm just able to lay into them. I don't need the instant crit gratification of having a dominance. A pain might be another option here. If I really needed to kill them and we got to the late game point at which everybody was so late in that sustain would not have mattered, I would have possibly gone for a pain and just gone for the fact that I'm going to AoE kill everything. But the fact that I already had Ruin, I thought that was enough in terms of health percentage damage kind of thing. I didn't need to kill their healing. I was already taking their health taking a percentage of their health. I'm gonna ult here a little late. I should have ulted sooner, and boom, there goes my ult. I might have lagged a bit. We're still gonna get, I think, a little bit off of this team fight. They're gonna go onto Renzo. I'm still landing slow arrows. Actually, no, we're not gonna make a play off of this fight. They were able to run away, which was good of them. They popped a tailwind or two, got them out of trouble. Let's see. Their Moya's gonna go off and split push, and this is a bad idea. We're in their base. And we're significantly stronger than them. We are up 12 kills, tons of towers, tons of map objective gold. We've held almost every Spirit Well. We've held 2 to 4 Spirit Wells in the game for most of the time. Now, Mara can really just run at me. Slow arrows keep her busy. Also, the fact that I have 2 bodies just sitting in front of her. We're going to get, let's see, a little bit of damage off onto Dibs. They get the RNG laser. We're going to go for laser core now, and they're going to back up because Moya's not there. They can't fight. This was the wrong call by Moya. It might have been solo Q rage. don't get angry and run off and do something stupid like that. There's always a chance to come back in the game, especially in Dawngate with the way that the Guardian works and the way that the cores respawn. There's so many times, there's always hope, or at least if there isn't hope, surrender. Don't ruin the game for your team. We're going to zone out the Mara, take down another core, and at this point, their Moy is not coming back. It's got to be some rage queue here. They're probably yelling at him. We're gonna get off a nice pullback onto their Kindra. I'm instantly away. I'm just gone. I'm just getting the hell out. I'm now able to turn back onto Viridian. The pop from Amma's bubble kills him. And at this point, it's too late for their tanks to be focusing us the way they are. More slow arrows, a little bit of heal, a nice shield out of Renzo is going to help keep us alive. Dash away, get off more slow, keep everybody there, and we're playing like a team. We're playing together. And that's when solo queue really starts to work, when everybody starts to come together and you realize that everyone is fitting their role. And that's going to result in the game. Was a nice little win. I think I'm going to get Astro off of that for anyone who cares. It was my first win of the day because I hadn't played today. Turned out to be a good game, good group of people. Karma for the team. And yeah, so key points to take away from this, guys, because I don't have Azaraki here. I've got no banter. We shortened up the episode this week. I shortened it a little bit. It's really just going to be this game. Any questions you guys got, feel free to throw them in there. And key things to take away, find your job. Find the job that you're supposed to do. Every team comp is different. Every character is different. Every match is different. But there's one thing you always need to do, and you always need to find out what your character needs to be doing at the time. You may be the AD carry, but if you're shut down, don't necessarily go all damage. Find the niche that you need to fill. Find the necessary, the necessary object that needs to die. Maybe you need to be kiting like I needed to be. Maybe you need to be tank killing. Maybe you need to be the guy who picks up the early pain. Maybe you need to be the guy who gets, an early subjugation as, in a tank or an initiator. Maybe, you need to find what that one thing that your team is missing. And if it's possible, if the game hasn't spiraled too far out of control, then you were able to fit what your solo queue team comp needs, and you're able to thrive in solo queue. Like that's what this whole episode is about. This whole episode is about how to thrive in solo queue, which is a very toxic environment, even in Dawngate. Dawngate a great community, but people still get mad. It's a very tough environment. It's very tricky to figure out what your best characters are. It's hard to try new things. So the best thing you can do is find the one thing you need to be doing in that match. Focus entirely on it. If it's farm. If it's pick up specific items, pick up those specific items. If it's just not die, play safe. Find out what needs to be done, and you'll start to win more solo queue games overall. Try and avoid the salt mines that is solo queue. Try not to dig up too much salt. And yes, when spectator mode comes out, I'm going to be so happy. So if that's it, thanks for joining us, guys. We had a bit of a smaller audience today, but it happens. There's a lot of stuff on. There's LCS on. There's streamers who are streaming. Today was a much more of a low-key episode. We didn't have a big thing to talk about. We will next. So next weekend, me and Azaraki, there will be no episode of At What Cost. We may do something special. We may do a mini episode in the middle of the week. We're not sure. We may put out another 5v5 cast. I don't know if there's a Dawngate Stars League this weekend. But me and Azaraki aren't going to be here as we're commentating at a local convention in Connecticut called Kineticon. If you guys are interested, they'll follow the channel and the Twitter, and I'll make some sort of announcement about it. It'll be on Azuba. We'll be commentating this live League of Legends event, which is where me and Azaraki came from. We were League of Legends casters for a very long time. So if you guys want to check that out, that's cool. If not, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, maybe. I might be able to do another midweek mini episode. Yeah, teams are probably scrimming tonight. I think I may do a mini week episode because the new Shaper is going to be out, or at least there'll be info on the new Shaper. I don't know if she's going to come out on this patch. He. I actually don't know if it's a he or a she. But we'll put out something. And I apologize for anyone who wanted to watch the 5v5 cast VODs. I haven't been able to get those up. Those will probably be up by the end of the night. There'll be a Reddit post. And with that, thanks for watching, guys. See you guys hopefully sometime next week. And good luck. Good luck in the salt mines. Good luck in the salt mines. Good luck in the trenches. Try not to rage too hard.